You won't believe what happens next. The next day, everything went haywire. Tom woke up to loud knocking, fumbling for his robe, like a total goof. While the postman delivered the telegram, old Gouling had arrived in Venice. He had set up a meeting with Tom at the hotel this morning. Tom felt a bit panic-stricken, but knew he had to face this challenge. The meeting point was right in his own home. He found a telegram at home. Old Gouling's hotel was all set. What a brilliant idea. The old man didn't seem too sad. After all, the police hadn't found the body yet. As for murder, he definitely knew his son wasn't that type. Tom grabbed a glass of wine, plopped onto the couch while old Gouling stared out the window. Couldn't help but say, now Aki is missing, and you're just chilling. What a plot. This ending was a bit wacky. Tom was like a scared rabbit, clueless about what old Gouling had learned from the cops. The woman from the night of the incident and the dog walker were stuck in his throat like a bone. Old Gouling suddenly turned around, asking Tom, are you really clueless about it? Tom hesitated a moment, then shook his head, affirming that he really didn't know. Old Gouling asked Tom to head back first, waiting for an important guest. Tom heaved a sigh of relief. Back home, Mackie, fresh out of the shower, suddenly discovered her bra strap was broken. What a bizarre twist. She wandered into Tom's bedroom looking for some thread, and Aki's suitcase was still lounging under the bed. Mackie picked up the sewing kit from the table, and when she opened it, there lay Aki's emerald ring. It sent shivers down her spine. She rushed to the living room, spotting Tom pouring wine. Holding up the ring, she asked, what's the deal with this? Tom swaggered over with the ashtray, retorting, what kind of mystery do you think this? Last month in Sicily, Aki was serious about checking out wildlife in North Africa. She wasn't joking. The law and order there was hilariously bad. She was concerned about her valuables being stolen in the apartment, so she entrusted everything to her for safekeeping. How clever. At this moment, Tom finally breathed a sigh of relief. But the crisis wasn't over. Mackie told old Green about the ring, and he summoned Tom back to the hotel for a chat. Private detective arrived, intending to have a one-on-one with Tom. Who knows what they were about to chat about? His first question came like a bullet. Where's the rent money coming from? Think carefully before answering. No need to treat me like some gullible Mackie. He had already done some homework. Tom looked at the detective, ready to throw out his prepared alibi. Tom began recounting the first time he met Aki on the beach, getting more into it, all the way to her confessing to him on the boat, and he flat out rejected her. The moment was so engrossing it may have deeply hurt Aki. The detective, after listening, returned to the suite's living room and told old Green that Aki had washed up and was ready for the North Africa Fair. And then poof. She was never seen again. Like a disappearing magic trick. Everyone was in a daze. Old Green suddenly got the hint. The detective subtly expressed, your son probably committed suicide. The detective added with a grin, and there's more evidence. He pulled out a letter Tom sent to the landlady and cheekily asked Tom for a dramatic reading. Subtitles. Tom unfolded the letter, cleared his throat, and read aloud. Dear landlady, I've decided to stop renting. I'm terminating the lease for that apartment. The clothes, books, and art supplies inside. I trust you'll toss this letter away. I really have no clue where I'm going. To be honest, I feel like I'm a little bit adrift. Old Green found it hard to believe. He was convinced his son wouldn't possibly commit suicide. He turned and handed Aki's ring to Tom, grateful like 1,000 suns for what this young man had done. If Aki ever comes back, remember to return this ring to her. Now that's some solid advice. Mackie was planning to return to New York, but she was still too chicken to commit. She longed to convince Tom that his son wouldn't commit suicide. She fancied herself a clever little fox. Eventually, he achieved his dream of becoming a writer. After Tom's hug, Mackie left the train station, ready to meet a local peer. This guy got him an English passport, and Tom gave himself a suave name, Moriarty. Now that's classy. Subtitles. He walked into American Express with his new passport. With incredible luck, he actually received the oil painting he had mailed from Rome. This piece, a true Picasso, was hung in the palace, and Tom gazed at it daily, his heart aflame with artistic love. Time flew by. Half a year later, this morning, Detective Peter surprisingly received Mackie's new book, with Aki's photo on the cover. He froze, as if caught in a spell. Okay, that wraps up the plot of Ripley. It's hard to believe this came out in 1955. Many events in the original work hilariously across time, parodying 2024, making everyone burst into laughter. Like when Tom asked old Green, if your son doesn't work, what's he living off? The book is filled with similar moments that transcend time and satirize modern society, quite amusing. This show has many strengths for characters. It can be summed up in 2 words: authenticity. The main character, Tom, is impossible to summarize in one sentence, as he's a mix of countless strengths and weaknesses, like being eager to learn. He mastered daily conversational Italian in just 3 months. His IQ and EQ were off the charts, and he had an incredible knack for reading minds, a real irritation master. When trouble struck, he was all about solutions, not excuses. He was swift in action with clear goals and logical thinking. Naturally, he had plenty of flaws: insecurity, vanity, jealousy, and a penchant for lying. He was a classic example of greed and selfishness. When all these traits came together, his behavior made sense. This show had a deep dive into human nature. On the second plot front, this is essentially a feel-good show. Just immerse yourself in Ripley, aka Tom. Let's have him off the rich guy's son and climb the social ladder. This storyline is like modern web fiction, and the changes to the original plot were notably bold. I added plenty of book content in my commentary, like Tom's psychological journey after the kills, truly captivating. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.